Welcome to Ground Zero Adalos. This is Deep Dives. Your subscription means you care about your mental health.
Have you ever noticed that? How the person you love most can also, make you feel like someone else entirely. We jump into love hoping for stability, right?
Yeah.
Maybe just to be ourselves. But then boom, confidence turns into anxiety, independence goes out the window, or maybe the opposite happens. Someone quiet finds this huge surge of courage. Why does that happen? Why such a profound shift? So this deep dive is not just about, funny personality quirks. We're really getting into how relationships, especially the close ones, act like this crucible. They kind of dig up your deepest psychological stuff. Our sources point to four main forces behind all this, and we're going to unpack them.
Yeah. And the first one, it's really foundational, is attachment theory. The changes you see, they're not usually brand new traits popping up. It's more like your relationship is hitting play on these really old, ingrained attachment blueprints. Think of them like software from way back in infancy running quietly. Love just brings them right to the forefront, makes them loud.
Okay, wait. So not just quirks, but like pre-programmed patterns. What does that actually feel like when these blueprints get activated? What are we looking at?
Exactly. Pre-programmed is a good way to put it. Take someone with an anxious, preoccupied style. Day to day, they might seem fine, totally functional, but in love, they might become, clingy, need a lot of reassurance, always scanning for signs of abandonment. It's intense. Or flip side, the dismissive avoidant type. Often really charming, seems independent, but when things get truly close, emotionally intimate, they might just pull back, become cold. It's fear of being smothered, basically. The relationship just reveals these raw, core fears about connection.
Right, reveals the unvarnished truth. That's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. But here's where it gets maybe even more intense. What about when that vulnerability love requires taps into something deeper, like survival stuff? That's where our sources talk about trauma, how love can actually feel like life-threatening sometimes, triggering fight, flight, freeze. Exactly. And what's key here is that this isn't logical. It's precognitive. It's automatic. Your lizard brain takes over before your thinking brain even gets a memo.
Right.
So you can have someone who's crushing it at work, super composed in public, but then in the relationship, one small comment, maybe totally innocent, and bam, they go from 0 to 60, rage or total shutdown. It's not a choice.
Wow.
It's a defense mechanism kicking in, linked to past danger. And often we misread that, don't we?
Yeah, totally. We see it as a personality flaw, not a defense. That's a huge distinction. But it does make you think, for you listening, okay, trauma explains the root. But where's the line for taking responsibility now? And even when it's not full-on fight or flight, there's still this internal balancing act, isn't there? Which leads us to this idea of the true self versus the social self.
Ah, yes, the performance aspect. How much are we, curating ourselves? Because the stakes feel so high in love, this impression management thing gets dialed way up.
Impression management, like trying to look good.
Sort of. It can mean extreme people-pleasing. You try to be the perfect partner you think they want. That's other distorted authenticity. Or sometimes it can even tip into manipulation, trying to control how they see you.
Yeah.
All to shield that social self because you're scared of showing the messy, imperfect, true self underneath.
That sounds exhausting.
It is. The goal, ideally, is what's called balanced authenticity. Being real, but also, considering your partner. It's a tricky balance.
Definitely tricky. Okay, so finally, relationships don't just show us who we are, they actually change us. Our sources talk about the self-expansion model and mirroring.
Right. So self-expansion, that's about how you literally absorb parts of your partner into who you are. Your sense of self actually grows. Maybe you were timid, but your partner's adventurous. So you start traveling, trying new things. That becomes part of you.
Okay, I see that.
And then mirroring. That's more about how your partner, often unconsciously, reflect back parts of you, especially the hidden bits, maybe the stuff you haven't healed. It forces you to look.
Oof, that can be uncomfortable.
Can be, but it's growth. So it's like you're pulled forward by their positive traits, the expansion, and pushed to self-reflect by the mirroring. Both shape you.
So putting it all together for you listening, love really is this intense crucible, isn't it? It reveals this whole complex picture of who you are, your attachment style, your past stuff, how you present yourself. And the real change seems to happen when you shift from just reacting unconsciously to actually choosing consciously how you show up, co-creating the relationship. So know your blueprint, understand those trauma echoes, aim for that balanced authenticity, and lean into the growth of self-expansion in the mirroring. Here's the final thought, maybe. How does knowing all this actually give you the power, the agency, not just to change your relationships, but to really shape who you're becoming. Worth thinking about.